All right, here we go. I hope everything is fine. I hope my voice is clear. Like all the presentation is there. At least you guys can see me nicely. I might have to like switch between a couple of like browsers and stuff like that. But hey, hello. Thanks for being here. All right. So by no means everything is like set because well, this is the last minute thing that I thought that I'm gonna be doing this week, but apparently like I'm too hype about all this what you call it uh portfolios that I'm about to check. I'm hyped, you know, great artists, like all of them. I got three tough portfolio that I need to look at, and hopefully this is something that you guys can actually enjoy and also learn from, you know, because again, just a friendly reminder, you know, we're never going to be get good at like everything, right? Everybody has their own stuff, and by checking to this one, by interacting as well, hopefully you learn something, and I learned something as well, because in the end we all just but a learner. All right, cool. So And oh, I see. There's a lot of you. Oh, Mo is here. Awesome. Again, please let me know if my voice or like everything else is just like, messed up. Just type in the chat and hopefully I can just, fix things on the fly. Like I said, you know, got got no preparation. I'm straight from the skate park home, grab a coffee and just, doing this. Life's good. What's not to love? It's weekend and it's about time we enjoy ourselves as well. And hopefully the music is not too loud because I don't know, I kind of dig the music at least. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, maybe we should start, right? But I'm just going to make sure that I got everything ready. So, let's check if I swoosh into my window over there. Okay, cool. So I got things ready as well. So, this is what I'm going to be using for, like, let's say if I'm going to give you some pointers or whatnot, so it's easier for me, right? Because again, it's really hard to like explain by talking, by doing things at the same time. You got that feeling, but probably it's just me. All right, so first of all, I got three portfolios. I really need to know which one that I can push first. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. So the next artist, name is Christian Mesa. Well, I don't know if Christian is here, but I'm gonna start with his portfolio. All right. So I got the link. Everything is there. All I need to do is just share you the portfolios. And from his art station seems to be like from Spain. So here we go, guys. Enjoy. Hopefully, like, please don't mind the thing that's got cut on the left side here. So, and apparently I have to unlock something, but it's fine. All right. So, more about Chris is from Spain, and there's nothing else. Okay, and currently looking for stuff. So, best of luck, Chris. On this one, let me just lower this one so it's not too distracting, but at least we have some ambiance in the background. So, hopefully this is good. All right, from what I'm seeing here, like Chris is actually into illustration. All right, and love the colors. Love the colors. Like the what you call it, the banner is good. Like that, like the opening and everything. Looking at this, probably this one might need a little bit. What you call it? This one needs a little bit fix. Maybe design. So yeah, I mean my English is bad as well. So just sometimes just got overlooked. Fix should be fine. But let's see. So we have like all put it in category as well, and that's nice. So there is two type of like portfolios, right? So it's a portfolio that you want to use for job application, then it means it's a targeted portfolio. What targeted portfolio is actually portfolio that you tailor as best as you can to actually cater what the company needs from you, like what kind of skills that you actually want to show to the company. And there are just like portfolios in general, like an art dump or like a your own gallery, so to say, so people can browse around and have some fun. So depends again on what kind of portfolio do you want to push. It's different, right? So for this one, I'm gonna take this one as like, let's say, like a personal gallery, because this one is gonna be a little bit tricky if you want to push this to like to use this to apply some job, right? It's better if you apply to a work with something much more conclusive and people can actually know what you can do in the long run, right? Your specialization, either you're generalist or a specialist, but it's there, so they can read more about you better, right? But this this is not wrong. So if you want to do this, perhaps you can have two portfolios, for example. Like your gallery can be located in ArtStation, and your more personal portfolio for like job hunting, you can put them in, like, let's say Behance or like your own website. That works as well. And some people, they have like two ArtStation account to make it a little bit more easier to target, right? But these categories that we have right now, we have fan art, character design, personal work, illustration, and traditional studies, right? Like I said, all of this is really, really perfect for your own gallery, so people can know about, like, oh, this is when this person is actually doing studies, or this one is illustration, character design, like different skill sets and different presentation. So this is good, all right? And then let's go go check everything. Hopefully, not everything, but you know. See, that's what make it a little bit tricky as well. Right now, you have a lot of like artworks. I mean, like if our time is actually limited, you know, it's really hard for me to browse through everything, right? So just so you know, it's better if you focus on what you actually want to push. All right, just a note. All right, all right. So this one is the fan art, and this is the Berserker, right? Ooh, this is actually really good. When it comes to the render, uh, most of us call this like a rough render. By no means a detailed render, but you're focused on your face. So because the face is everything, so maybe you want your focal point to be on the face, and also you want the focal point here on the axe, right? And also like here on the hands, so you can see that. You might want to you might want to what what do you call that in English? You know, you have like steps, you know, like priority. You might want to guide your viewers priority towards which one is the most important focal points towards the next one. So when it comes to doing illustration, I think that should be something that you need to take care, right? So let's say let's grab this as an example, and I will just gonna grab a snipping tool. I'm just gonna grab this, right? Let's say this is the whole illustration, and let's move to my right. So like, you know already that this is going to be your vocal point, yeah? And then after that, this is probably a second, third, something like that. But imagine if you guide your viewer eyes like that. Where do you think the camera is going to be? Let's say if you cut, like, the camera is here, and then you have the camera over here, and then you have the camera over here. So you guide the viewers. You need to make sure that the flow is actually good, you know? Imagine like the viewer is going to be panning their eyes on the image itself, and that's what they need, you know? So by making this like ultra crisp, you need to make sure that this one actually really, really readable, right? And then after that, you need to make like some interesting stuff as well. To guide something, maybe you can drag their attention by, I don't know, like maybe having some movements, right? So movement that's actually readable from this, maybe, I don't know, like a burst of blood, let's say. Let's say you have like a burst of blood over here, a trail that actually leads here. And then after seeing at his face, the viewer can actually go towards here, right? And then like, oh, there's something actually happening over there. And then now they come into the, you know, the answer of everything. Okay, what make this guy is like actually bloody and everything, because of course he's got like a lot of wounds here. Okay, and the arms actually like bleeding as well, like from the enemies, and also probably like exaggerate a little bit, because there's nothing wrong about that. Maybe you need to make sure that these three focal points are actually important, what makes them so interesting. So that's my study from your drawing. And the drawing itself is really good because, well, you got the element, and I don't care about these two dead guys, but they're there, to complement your scene, and that's awesome. And then after that, this is, let's say, these dead guys, like the like four, like number four, and then you have this like the meteor, this is five. So when it comes to presentations, you're already there, but you might want to give a breathing space for people to actually enjoy your illustration, because right now, look at the frame, like you're framing almost everything, right? And then like this is very squeezing, this is very tight. You might want to make it a little bit more, open, so I can breathe as a viewer. Like, oh shit, like I want to see what's the action like behind all of this. I know that it's not that as important as the main guy, but imagine if you have like some breathing space, this picture can be like much more amazing, so to say. All right, that's my conclusion of that one. Let's move back to the portfolio. There we go. And that's your Berserker. Like, this is your study, and this is your process as well, and you make it into like a video. It's really nice. Like, I really love it. I don't know if you can see it in the stream, but this is really good. Look at that. Like, everything, process, step by step, and voila, you're really good at this one. I mean, if you can do this for most of your process, amazing. Keep doing this. All right, there we go. That's for the illustration on the Berserker. Your color study is amazing too, by the way. Human Lamia, Lore of the Witcher, right? Like this one also. Do you notice something over here? I mean, look at this presentation. Same woman on the middle, like on this frame, and also the same one here, but with lighter background. Which one do you think is pushing more when it comes to presentation? It's tricky. This is me. Maybe I'm a little bit biased as well, but I think this presentation is better because the background is dark enough to actually let the illustration itself to play the most important role, which is, well, being the main attraction, right? This one is a little bit distracting for me, right? Because I have no clear nothing about what happens in the back, right? So if you try to just present this person, then it's going to be like 50-50, kind of working, kind of not, because this is much more better, because this is definitely, you are trying to push the girl, and we can see them. It's like really good, like all the detail as well. And again, you're using the most oldest trick, in the book when it comes to making designs. Like, you just focus on the main point, right? Focal point. Everything else, they're not so detailed at all. Perfect. That's how you render things like quickly. And this is like a really nice way to render. If you're about to create a concept for something, for example, because it's already covers like what the, let's say, like the art director needs, or like your client's needs. Unless in the end the target is going to be like everything detailed, keep to this. I mean, like, this is kind of like a tip for everyone else as well. Don't bother like doing all those crazy tiny weeny details just to make your time is a little bit wasted. You don't want that. All right, do fast. Just do something like this. This is really nice. All right, cool. And like, we got a couple one of swirl. This one. This one is better nice because there is nothing on the background, right? Like this one is distracting. Like for example, like this one is kind of, overlapping between the focus and the background. And then this one is actually pretty nice. If you use this, then I don't think it's going to be as beautiful as the one that you currently have. So, perfect choice of background. You know, just just push your actual illustration and let the background speak by itself. And this is nice, because there is no distractions. With the woman before, you have like the snows and what I mean, like at that point, if I want to notice the person or the design of the character, I will not be bothered about is it snowing outside. No, I need to be able to guess what kind of like situation the person that you design is fit for, right? Because like that's supposed to be my job. Let's say I'm the art director. I'm supposed to be like reviewing your work and put it together so it can play nicely with the rest of the production environment, for example. So yeah, this is really good. And then again, like detail, your lighting study is awesome. Your use of rims, like your use of highlights is out there. I don't know, like at this point, like your anatomy is already there as well. It's just about observation, I guess, in the end. So observe which thing is actually needed in your character if you want to concept something, right? Like this one, I love it because it's very minimal, and I'm a big fan of like a functional concept art. So everything that you see here, it's, let's say, 95% functional, right? You have the cape, and then you can actually use those, and then you have the knife, like really simple knife hanging out there for, I don't know, random use. It can be used for like skinning something, or maybe just picking up berries or mushrooms. And then you have like this small pouch of, I don't know, maybe herbs, maybe money. I don't know, think about like some inventory bags, like a really small one, and also like these wolf skin thingy that actually works because give you warmth. And then there's a lot of like people actually doing this. They wrap their legs or like their arms to make sure that there's nothing can go inside when they're walking, make everything solid. And this is really nice. Shoes, excellent choice. And then like the addition of tassels here, and even though it's not related at all, but you make it more making this impressions that your design is out there and it's okay. And you have like this gambeson as well. So the belt, it looks, your observation on this one is top notch. Keep it up. Okay. Bargish. Spectral dogs made based on Witcher bestiary. Alright, it's dog. This is really nice. Again, same with the rest. No bullshit. You just like push on the front and then you add like elements that you need. You're not shy to like reusing some elements as well. Like here I can notice it's blank. And then like you made something on top of it to create this wood. It's really nice. It's really nice. You build up your lighting, and that's good. You're looking for the main lights first, and then after that, you soften them, and then you detail them to where they actually need to go. I love it when you just push this one from the mouth, for example, and it's just the glow is there. It's really nice. It's really nice. Your understanding in depth, like which one is in the front, which one is in the back, is amazing. I learn a lot from this. Not gonna lie. Like I'm more of like a flat illustration guy. Like flat. I'm okay with my understanding with depth, but this one it's worth learning. So it's really good. There we go. All right. So let's check on the next one before we move. Precisely, Mo. This is something because really cool. You got that, I don't know, that swag. So I kind of like it. It's feeling medieval, and it's also modern in some kind. So I don't know, presentation is nice. Okay, this is personal work illustration. The character design is that. Of course, I wish you have like different one because character design and fan art is kind of the same. So if it's like a character design, just put it as a character design. Fan art, I mean, you will mention it. So just keep it simpler. So I don't have like doubles, right? Personal work illustration. I'm kind of intrigued with this one as well. And let's see the gate and this. Thalindra, shadow is reality. Like, look at this. Oh, process. Oh, you're not shy on doing that as well. Okay, reference, the bash. Perfect, perfect. You utilize it nicely. But what I love about it is this, because your sketch is there. You made a nice outline for yourself, and I really appreciate it. At least if I'm doing a lead, for example, and my artist actually showing me this process first before even like putting texture or like beautiful renders. Like, I don't mind about all of that. It's good, of course, for clarity's sake. But this one is actually, I can know better about you as an artist because you put everything, like all your sketch, even though, let's say, you observe something and you use what you call it, a reference, or even drawing on top of a reference. This is just something that lots of artists is doing. It's fine. You can actually do that. But this, like, the observation is nice, like a little bit off here and there, but at least you got the understanding of where things should go, like folds on the clothing, right? And then drapes hanging. This, like the pendant, they actually go through something first, like some surface blocking it, and then they fall down. It's amazing, right? So this is all the study that you have. And then the fact you're not even finishing this is, I don't know, I just like it. And then after that, you block it, and that's it, right? You block it, your face, you have to block out for the face, but in the end, you end up with the face that actually, you know, there. You adjust everything and put it there and put all the highlights needed. You focus on like parts. Like, I want to share this as well, guys. Like, when you render something, working by parts, it's something that you probably should get used to. It's nicer, So let's say back to the thing that we talked about before when it comes to the focal points, right? So it means if you work by part right now, can work on the face, and then later which focal point you should go next. Let's say the arm, and then you focus on that one, focus on this arm, focus on this leg, and then that's it. You got all the focal point detail because you're doing it by parts, and then the rest they will follow along as an additional support for your entire render. So this is really smart, actually, working like this. See, focus on the jacket first. Make your life easier as well. And then add, steel jacket, clothing. Now, like focusing on the arm, like hands, put some accessory, blah, blah, blah. Bam, block out color. See, focusing on this one, add details, add leather details. This is crazy. Look at this, all the texture put in here. And then last one, I want to make this focal point more pop. So there we go. There's the effect and the streak and the lens flare. Ta-da. This is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing this. Like the end result is just, I don't know. You're already out there. Your presentation is nice on this one. All right. So that's the, what you call it? Most of the characters, right? And then we have traditional studies as well, but still, because your work is actually good, then I will not talk about it again when it comes to character. But if you guys want to check Chris' work, it's Chris Ronin, that's RONIN .artstation.com. Just give some visit, give some love, follow each other on that one, because this is something precisely like I myself, I learn a lot about this. But again, when it comes to this, guys, it's just observation. It's just like looking at references and make sure that the light is balanced. And I think if Chris can make this, then it means everyone else can probably do it as well in their own way, you know. So you'll find a key to this. And also don't forget to like ask him as well. You know, like look at this. Like the depth, right? So this is not interesting. This is far away. This is need to be blurry. So Chris make it blurry. And then the one that actually closer to the camera, more clear. But sad thing about this one is person is like kind of, you know, you get that feeling, right? It's racing between the person and this star, for example. So which one should we look first? So that kind of thing that you focal points, right? Make sure the camera works is actually there, guys. All right, don't let everything on top of each other and blend them in. Now, you're not supposed to do that. All right, blends are there only on parts, but not for everything. Okay, so that's the stuff. Then let's see, like all look on the process before, like you know, like the dark and everything. You can see definitely, right? Because the contrast of the color, the magical effect is actually lighter and the person is darker. So, and it creates like a really good contrast on this one. But this one, even though like everything is beautiful, it's still, you know, like it's not that clear. All right. So, yeah, I think what you can do right now, Chris, when it comes to your portfolio, see, you blur things, you focus on, I mean, your thing is good, right? Right now, what you want is actually to focus on what kind of presentation that you want to show, especially when it comes to recruiter, right? So if you think that your strong points is characters, go with that first because from this, at least I saw a lot like great characters. It's really good. Not saying that your what you call it your environment work sucks because it's not definitely right. Everyone saw it. I think you might want to focus a little bit on the characters and be agile on the character selection. Let's say I limit you to 3 portfolio, right? Maybe you want to create like one guy like with this certain theme. Let's say medieval theme, right? And then the second one maybe futuristic theme if you into that. And then the third one can be beast, like human beast hybrid, something like that. So it will show your agility, you know, your knowledge of things, and show the recruiters what can you do, like how far can you go. You know better. So check your work and think. Just make some notes. What is the best portfolio that you can actually show to people? Because as an artist, it's gonna be really hard for you. Everything is going to be beautiful for you, definitely. Me as well, right? There's nothing wrong with our works, so you want to show everything. But right now, you're kind of blocked that you have to choose. Not the best, but it is what it is. And make sure that everything is there as well. So instead of like doing only videos, you might want to break it down as well. So accompany these pictures with, let's say, description. Like, this is an example. I did this, I blurred this because I want you to notice that the face is actually glowing or have like a facial scars or tattoo, things like that. You know, make some stories behind it. Because right now, when I'm looking at your presentation, like your illustration, a lot of them already have stories, and I love it. It's it's really seldom that people doing that. You know, usually they just go and like, oh, this person is cool, and that's it. You know, it's the rule of cool. Meanwhile, you tell all the stories. Oh, this clothing is tattered. Oh, this one is actually created from leather and blah blah blah. Because well, you want to tell, and that's really good. All right, and I think that's for Chris. And I don't know. I'm stunned, man. Not gonna lie. Thank you so much for sharing this to us. All right. Whew. All right. So go ahead, you guys. If you guys have like some questions or whatnot, just feel free to type it on the chat. So if I can ask that, I can answer that. I will try my best to. And sorry if I'm like, like lacking of energies and everything. It's just so crazy. You're gonna save your question for last. All right, all right, all right. Don't worry, don't worry. You'll have time. We will have time. All right. Then we're gonna move to the next one soon. Yeah. Mm, that's good. Cool. Let's go on the next one. And I got this one. Say, oh yeah. All right. So the next one is going to be from Monique Trotter. Hope I don't butcher your name. But yeah, it's so amazing, right? It's so there's a lot of things in one portfolio. It's so packed. But I'm gonna share that one with you. So there we go. Oh, thank you, Mom. I tried my best not to butcher people's name. All right, this is a portfolio called The Witch Cabin. It's the age of knights and dragons, right? So it's fantasy, definitely, right? The Middle Ages. And within the land lies a witch living solitary life deep in the woods within her cabin, Callista. Right? Destined to live alone for as long as she lives. So it means she old. I don't know, I'm just guessing. I'm reading the description. Callista quickly gained an interest in both humans and machinery. Wow. So it's like modern. And as a result, she might or may not be responsible for a handful of people going missing. So this witch is kind of like to snatch people within the towns scattered across the area. Looks can be deceiving. It's the principle she goes by when, like the principle she goes by when outside the walls of her cabin and the principle she built the foundation of her home upon. Most, if not all, would not believe she was a witch upon entering her home, will they? Well, unfortunately for them, that's exactly what Callista wants them to think. I love the story already. Thank you. Well, this is really nice because you give a story, right? But later you have this. So this is the thing that I want to talk about as well. Yeah. So you have all the stories here. This one is actually works better, like better than the descriptions you have on the right, because this is work. This can functional as like as a narrative while I'm browsing your work along. But when it comes to this one, we going to see, right? So we have everything like with the descriptions and everything. So that's a long scroll basically, right? So let's go to the first one, the witch cabin, right? And then if I'm the one that actually looking for on the portfolio, I will see this like, oh, this house belongs to witch Callista, heir to the bear clan, and a physical reincarnation of the goddess Saktra, who was reborn as a member of a clan every 1,000 years. She shown an interest in human machinery, and a mix of the two has turned into a deadly hobby. And due to previous mistakes, she had to move a number of times, but she's been able to keep her hobby under wraps for now. So there's a little bit more detailed explanation from the right one that we read before, and I think this is good. This is good. You got the blueprints of the house, right? So this is the first floor, and what happens on the second floor and the attic. And the way you draw the house, this is this is not exactly isometric. Well, this is, in perspective, of course, like three-quarter view, we call it. And I think there is a lot of things that you can miss in three-quarter view. This is just me, right? You might as well draw it in perfect isometric view so you can actually have room for everything. Let me show you. So let's say we have this, right? Okay, so right now you remember you have the normal one, but if you start working in isometric point of view, right? This is isometric. And let's say you have this, oops. Like the amount of like heights, for example, that you have, it will not change. It's going to be very, very solid. So it means if you create something underneath, like people can see it a little bit better, right? Okay, that's a pillar or something, and you know where to put something that always visible for the people that want to look at it. Meanwhile, if you push into like three-quarter angle, like for this one, in the bed part, for example, it's really tricky. And you might want to add something on top of the desk. You might want some more height, right? But because the angle is different, because it's perspective, it depends on how your eyes is actually looking at it. It can be smaller, it can be taller, higher, or it can be... So there is no consistency. So try to play a little bit with that. Well, usually with isometric, you tend to be able to show everything that you want from that point of view. Like playing the, what you call it? Like playing the Sims, for example. You might want to check your Sims a little bit better. And even in the Sims games, you have option to actually click and make it into like isometric. Or better yet, let's say 3D software, there's always like that kind of like buttons to push when you want to see perspective view or isometric view, because it just make your calculation a little bit better. All right. But if you want to, let's say sides, now we're talking about sides, like front side, left side, back side. Just when you draw a turnaround, you might want it to be just flat. But in this case, since you want to show your perspective and also like the vanishing points when you do thing in isometric, it will not happen at all. Like usually isometric will never have vanishing points because everything is just flat. So the vanishing points is actually there. You just cannot see it. Maybe behind something, but there is no vanishing point at all if you notice. So yeah, I think that's the only thing that I can add on this one. But when it comes to the presentation is good, right? You might want to light it up a little bit because now you focus on the house, right? So make sure that the house is like well lit and you actually have like lots of details onto it, because this is, I'm not saying that this is boring, because like I think you have like you've been observing a lot of things as well, right? On what house should have, right? Let's say this woman's a witch. I don't know, but this is me. Maybe she will be having lots of like more crazy knickknacks on her house. I don't know, some Victorian knickknacks. Not necessarily have to be magical, for example, but things that can enhance her work, for example. Just to set the mood more. So I don't know. Just an idea. I'm not I'm not forcing you to do that. And also when it comes to the house, you might want to play more with some contrast, because right now you have a lot like purple lilacs, things like that, flat across everything, while the house itself is light. So it's not balancing when, let's say, you I don't know if you play that last Resident or like watch that last Resident Evil game, the eighth one with that really tall lady. My God, when you enter the house, the ambiance and everything, village. I'm not that sure, but that lady's huge. That's the thing that I. Yeah, but when you play that game, goes into the house, you can feel, like the blend between everything, like all the crazy knickknacks are there, right? So you might want to treat your what you call it, your scenes like that as well. Like put things. You have the freedom to actually go over, I don't know, just 200% mode. Draw everything. Because this is a portfolio, right? Now, uh, you use this to attract. This is peacocking. So you need to make sure that the people can see you actually know that you can do a lot of things. So add a lot of things. Make that kind of feeling on those book. Where's Wally? Where's Waldo? You know, that like so detailed you can actually enjoy the presentation itself. But yeah, hopefully like this work for every single presentation, like others as well. Because I think you what you call it you might want to tell that kind of story as well. Just reading a children's book per se. So you have like this description over here, and then after you read that as a viewer, I will want to check if everything is there, like, and then here, oh, she's shown an interest in human and machinery, a mix of the two, for example. Like as far as machinery goes, I mean, like it's only like this crank, like lift. So this is not actually, talking about like the entire machinery thingy. But let's say she got like, I don't know, cables somewhere, like intertwined in like some hidden room, blah blah blah, to make sure that the audience know that, oh, I mean, like she into machine. Because right now this can be like a dumb waiter and that's it. No, stop, full stop. And you don't want that. You want to make sure that visually that the viewer can get that switch is actually into machinery, if you get what I mean. And I'm sorry if I'm like too crazy about that. It's just like me, I kind of hope that, at least. Right? And then let's check on the exterior, like cabin exterior explorations. You do exploration, and that's good, But make sure when you put exploration sketch, highlight the one that you actually go with. All right? The rest, not so much, but the one that you actually go with, highlight that one. By highlight, I mean not necessarily have to color it, but make it a little bit obvious that, hey, this is the one that I choose. Maybe a little bit bigger when it comes to presentation, or I don't know, put it in a box, just like that. Just an idea. Sorry about that. Nice yet inviting cabins. One will not think twice about approaching a fatal mistake. Yeah, that's dangerous actually. That's really hard. You need to make sure that the cabin is actually inviting. So yeah, that's where your exploration can be crazy. And I like that. I mean, challenge yourself. The witch may be seen outside of her home chopping wood, chopping her tools and weapons, various other labor-inducing activities, or simply enjoying a cup of finely brewed tea. Tea. The objective is to attract attention, and this is something she does a little too well. Okay, right? Again, Mo, that's really dangerous. By dangerous, I mean like the objective is to attract attention. Then it means your drawing needs to attract attention too. So you need to live by your words, and that's, god damn it, that's tricky. Not impossible. You can do it, but you need to push it. Like you seriously push it. Like tea. Like hell is a teacup. Like like there's nothing like chopping wood. Do I see like any chopping blocks or I don't know stumps like those things? See what I mean? Like it's really hard. So make sure your description is match at least something that you describe is there on your presentation. So be really careful when it comes to that because it's your professional side that you want to show off. So make sure everything is like word by word. I might be wrong, but at least in my opinion, it should be that, right? And then the infighting idea, make sure that I don't know, nothing say infighting more than a closed door. Sorry, I'm not making fun. It's just like it's infighting. Open the door. Oh my god, like some lovely arches and stuff like it's infighting. Come visit my humble home, young man. You know, like that kind of thing. And then inside, like, I feed you to the machines. So build it up, step by step. Things needs to be there, but your design choice is actually really good. I mean, again, a lot of like observation that you made here. You got like the vegetable patch over there, and then you got the grindstone cart. But see, you notice the carts and everything, right? Because you're working it in a perspective, it's really hard for you to get the angles when you draw it. I don't know, maybe because, but I'm guessing that you having a tons of troubles. Like, how the fuck? Like, if it's me, I'm gonna be like that. Like, how the fuck should I angle this? But I don't know. Like later on, try. Not forcing. Try work with isometric. Hopefully you will enjoy that and you will get all your shapes right. Trust me, 100%. You know, because I was struggling with something like this as well. But later on, depends on what they ask, what your client asks, what your work asks. If they want something a little bit more detailed, then it means you might want to go a little bit detailed as well. All right? Because judging from this, you want to push your knowledge when it comes to blocking environments. And I appreciate you on this. Not a lot of people actually going this way because it's crazy. You need to master almost everything, right? So when it comes to texture of the roof, what kind of like roof that they're using? Are they using like just normal patches, or are they using, I don't know, some of those grass? So you need to know about texture as well. It's not about the sketch because right now you have a good sketch, right? Bam. But one thing you forgot is letting the viewer know what kind of material that is. It's a good job with the bricks, right? But what kind of bricks? Is it clay? There's a lot. There's like tons of things for you to explore when it comes to present that. So it's not about how fast, but how accurate that is. And when it comes to concept, back to the point of thinking when you need to make sure that your concept is functional, not just for beautification purpose only. This is not about the rule of cool. You know, it need to make sense as well. Yep. Texture call outs, just make sure you practice yourself do that as well. Not necessarily you have to draw the entire roof tiles, for example, but here and there, just some hints, and then people will realize that, okay, this is this. Like for the bricks as well, you not necessarily have to like draw the entire like brick because it's really hard to consistent with doing that, yeah. But you have like some patches like here and there, maybe it's a little bit better. Let me show you something. So let's go. Again, back to my drawing board. Okay. Right, let's go with this. Let's say you want to create a brick. Like you don't have to do all of this. It's gonna be really hard for you to do all of this. That's time consuming as well. You can just go like, I don't know, some patches, like here and there. I think it's going to be a little bit more easier. You get it? Like left and right is basically right, and you save tons of time by just giving them a hint. So hopefully that helps. But this is like my way of thinking. I just like to simplify things because if it's there, it's there. When people can know that what kind of texture they're actually making. Yeah. And then later, like after this, like when the sketch is done, then you go into like some crazy mode, just like do your thing, like work closely and just make sure you have like all of this, for example, right? Now you start like create your shapes, create your texture. See? Now we're talking. And when you zoom out, you got all the texture you need, right? Work it like that. Only pinpoint the one that you actually want to show. All right. Enough about my explanation. My drawing sucks anyway. All right, let's go. The next one is the interior explorations. This is really nice, but oh my god, I don't envy you on this one because that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, right? So what you want is actually a block out. You already have all the block outs. Run with that. Think about what do you want to add in this thing. Create a list, right? And then when you create explorations, thank you. Like when you create like an explorations, you build it like bit by bit and you create lists on top of that as well. So go with the list, go with the theme. Okay, I want to go with this kind of like house interiors. Create a theme, list of things. I want this functionality of, okay, I want this crane to be doing this. Do that. Have a list on the left, for example, and then you just like bam, put it on the right. This is the result of those lists, of those set lists. I have it. So there's nothing goes to waste, right? So yeah. Oh my god, like thank you as well, like by sharing this, Mo. Like this remind me with a lot of things that I tend to miss when I have my class, for example, when I explain to people. So I'm so thankful that you actually share all of this because I've been through this kind of process myself, and like I've done like crazier mistakes, that's for sure. But I learn every time, and also ask people. Don't be shy to actually ask. Don't close yourself from like other people's opinion because in the end your artwork, your visual, it's not you that's going to enjoy it. It needs to be someone else. No, because that's not valid. If you valid it by yourself, oh, like this is cool, like this is my thing, like that doesn't count. Only someone else's opinion that counts. Cool. All right, let's go now. The render. Oh, beautiful. Girl, you know how to render lights. I like it. I like it. This is observation as well. Some observation might to, focus at this one. Because remember the rules of the lights. When you render it, lights are not pinpointing. Just like that. All right. If you pinpoint things like this, like without repercussion, this will end you later. You don't want that. Okay, because if you have like focused light like this or targeted light, right? Later you need to deal with the shadows as well. And it's hard as hell. Trust me on that one. This one, boom, boom, right? Where's the shadow here? Huh? This is just me being silly and stupid. But yeah, bam, this is direct. Ta-da! And why the shadow is like there to the other side while a lot of question. Don't torture yourself. Okay? So be very careful with this God rays and stuff like that. Very careful. Because it's beautiful, but it can also be very wrong. Sorry about that, by the way. I'm just like noticing things and then just want to say it. Like me being me. And I got all the God rays from here, but from the window it's not so much, blah blah blah. And then there's a lot. A tip, all right? Like A tip when it comes to lighting, me, I'm terrible at lighting. I'm suck at that. So I use 3D software as my helper. All right. Create a box with the necessary holes that I need. Light the shit up. Bam. There goes your reference. You know what I mean? Like you got all the block out. Sometimes you just need to be smart as well when it comes to doing your final art. And probably if the presentation is like this is just me. Maybe it's not you, but usually I use a block out. I just create a block out in 3D software because it's good as well for us, like 2D artists, to know about like how to handle like 3D software to help us out in our process. Make sure like things is actually there, because I mean we human anyway. You know, sometimes we miss a lot of things, but by the aid of computer, you know, they can compute. We chill. We do stuff. So at least that's me. I use like blockouts. I create some blockouts in Blender or in Maya, whatever, put it, and then I draw on top of it. Like use that as my reference of everything, from lighting, from like texture feels, everything, if I need it at that time. But if you have like a project that you can actually eat by yourself, then by all means go that way. It means your power of observation is good. Do it, and that's nice to have as well. All right, but when it comes to this, make sure you're right. Things sometimes can be a little bit tricky because now if I'm looking at this as an outline, no colors, nothing, just outline, presentation's good, right? You get crumples of paper, you get loaf of bread, everything. But now you put like colors, now you put like lights, now you need to blend everything. It's kind of tricky as well because if it's me, I will not paint the light, right? I will just gonna put the light as a extra layer, like extra layer, and I put some layer effects on top of it, and maybe I can blend it. I can put it as an overlay, blah blah blah. So let them work it, and then you fix afterwards. I will not render it because that will kill me. But again, that's me. All right, cool, cool, cool. Whew, that's a lot. My God. Yeah, this one. I know maybe you using 3D on this one. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I saw some hint of 3Ds in this thing. But I don't know. Maybe you can clarify me. Because this is neat as hell. And I don't know. This is really smart. There we go. See? The eye is never wrong. No. Like, but you've been utilizing 3D as your helper, and it's great, right? Yeah, probably SketchUp, Blender. I love SketchUp. It's easier. One more thing I want to add to you when it comes to that. Sometimes 3D is like really perfect, right? You have like really perfect, but you want to do your styles as well. Let me show you again something. Okay. Boop. Down. Wait. So let's say you have like this lines rendered from 3D software. All right. Really neat. And then later when you draw on top of it, then zoom in, you might want to break it, because right now, let's say this is a two walls, this wall and this wall, and then let's go back to the line as well. Maybe this one is a planks, right? And this is like really tight, nice, and this one is just like a normal wall, stucco, something like that. Then when it comes to like rendering it, you might want to add the imperfections, because that's the hardest part, is when you do those imperfections. Right? Again, this is just an example, not necessarily have to be like this, but you know what I mean, right? Sometimes you might want to do that as well. You want to do like some breakings. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. Let's break it out. And then you make whatever perfect in a back become a little bit more organic. Now you can work with your, what you call that? I don't know what you call that in English. Wood lining. I don't even sure if that's a word. Right? Like very, very natural. Everything that made by the computer in the back, you know, now it becomes yours. Right? And you remove everything else. Like in the back, you can tone down the opacity and just bit by bit remove it. Right? But it's yours. It's imperfect in somehow, but still, it's like following all the rules, right? Because right now, if I go to your work over here, right? So look at this, like everything is like very neat. Let's do this. Booyah. Like everything is very neat. Like this part and this part. It's, I don't know, it's more machine made. You want to break it out a little bit. But there's nothing wrong with like being stylized because well at least me I know I'm doing a lot of things stylized because I'm shit that's like doing things like I'm a cartoony guy. That's it. Easy. But yeah, a lot of things that you can and avoid repetitions, you know, like all of things these wood seams or whatever that loose line it doesn't feel too organic, you know? So you might want to do that. Make it like more yours. Make it more organic. Every single you're if you're a what you call it an environment artist. This is also like a tip. Every single piece is unique. Remember that. You might be lazy, you might be whatever, but you need to make sure every single piece is unique. Every strands, every part. So imagine what you can do on top of this. Don't bother yourself. Another tip, don't bother yourself with colors. Fuck it. Make sure that all the details are there first. Everything is breaking, no symmetries, no nothing. Make sure everything is alive. Parts by parts, no. Never eat all of these scenes at like on one go. That'll be your most terrible mistake. One by one. Add elements by elements. Okay, because that's your strength. And do you know what's fun? Again, another tips for everyone, right? Do you know what's fun? If you work in isometric, you can almost reuse every single assets everywhere. Trust me on that. So yeah, you know, put things. Let's say because it's isometric, doesn't matter. It doesn't have any vanishing point. It looks like that. Now imagine if you can, let's say you create two pots, isometric pots. Oh man, like you just like put them like everywhere if you need it more. And you have a library of isometric assets that you can reuse. How cool is that? Think about it. Work smarter. The more stuff that you have in your pocket, you know, in your library, the more that you can reuse them to save your life when you create everything else. You probably can have like a folder of, okay, alchemy thing, you know, like put everything in there. And then, oh, the next one, like sci-fi thing. Just a tip. All right, for everyone. Shit, I'm just like telling everyone like how do I work because I work like that, you know, like when I create something dumb or whatever, I usually put it either like a painting or like drawing or 3D models, especially 3D models. I will make sure that I keep it so I can reuse it because I'm lazy by nature. So yeah. All right. Cool. So the next one, like same, because this is just from the other side. But again, this is tricky. You not necessarily have to do everything. Like now I can see the chop chop stump. It's Okay, now I go to this. Ooh, like look at this. The perspective. Oh. Try to avoid that. Just a tip. If you want to showcase your items, right? Your props, make sure everything is like in the nice angles and like similar angles as well. So it's easy to read from because right now I'm reading this one is good, and this one, and then suddenly bam the change of like oh the fuck you like messing with my groove and everything. So yeah, you might want to make sure that everything is like in line and like really good. And also this, like the additional here. I mean, if it's for this thing, like make sure you put it like actually close, like on top, close to this general thing. Because right now I can mistaken this as a part of this. For example, even though you put a very thin line, you might want a little bit more clear on that one. Make it red, bold. So people be like, okay. But yeah, this looks isometric. A lot of these things looks isometric. Not gonna lie, especially this one. Not this one. This is like ooh, zoom out. All right, cool, cool, cool. Like the props on this one. See, this is nice. This is nice. I love how this. Like, okay, I will occasionally left the fishtails outside. It's crazy. Like, is that tongue? Oh my god, a moose tongue is amazing, by the way. Me and my wife be cooking that thing. Rabbit head is just like, okay, let's flap the ears outside. I think the what you call it, the rabbit skull, it's enough. But kudos for more. Fish eggs, stuffed eels with snake eggs and rice. Shit, this is sound healthy. I like it. It's like some I don't know, some Cajun dishes, something like that. Water bottle. I like that variation of those. See, you can do the box isomet like kinda. All right, this is a lot. Okay, I want to stop here first. Mo, you're presenting the house. Focus on the house. If you want to present your props, make another presentation. That way, you can benefit from both worlds. All right. So house, focus on house. Props, focus on props. Okay, then show your agility in the props. It can make like much more better presentation. And there is a lot of like tricks that you can do for presenting props as well. Maybe in my next stream, I will like show how you do that. You know, I also I supposed to be streaming on Friday as well. You know, like same time ish, but I'm not doing any review. I'm just like doing drawing sketches and like sharing tips. So probably we can talk more about that kind of presentation later. I see now the references like make things a little bit more crazy because right now it's about the witch's cabin, right? That's your title, the witch's cabin. And now you have daggers, chests, and like people want to see cabins. So if you put this medieval cabins of like furnitures, right? Like put everything is like in one, or better yet, you put it as like props. Put it as props. Like like architectural structure. Probably you can combine this with the medieval cabins because well, medieval cabins is architectural structure. So you just put them there. You know. Your references needs to be much more streamlined so it's easier for you to work with. And also tips for everyone. Don't when it comes to references, don't add too many of them, you know? Limit your work. Remember your theme, right? You already have that, then it means you know what you're going to work with style-wise. So only use references for things that you cannot or you don't know how to draw or create. All right? Let's say chair. If you already have that on top of your head, don't be like putting chairs over there. Why? I mean, you don't need no references on that unless it's the chair material, the wood material references, like the what you call it, the pillow thingy, the back part of your chair, like the velvet or whatnot. Go with that because hey, a chair is a chair, right? And you know how to draw that already, so it means you don't need no reference unless you have like some special made chair with two legs or something like that. Then if it's a normal chair, do it like that. Is it the normal table? Is it do it like that? Different if you want to go with the style reference though. One style can actually cover everything. Right? Let's say you want to go with some Victorian carve, then mash everything because that's what you're looking for. It's the style, the carving, the trims, the blah blah blah. That. So, yeah, do it like that. All right. Man, I think this is the last one from Monique. Like all of this, like the mechanism, you go crazy with this one. Like, oh, I'm machinery. Okay, thank you so much, Monique, for this one. And I hope like this is not like the last one because feel free as well to show me like more of your progress. I would love to see your progress. I would I don't know. I want nothing less than you actually make it up there and actually have create something beautiful that you can present. And in the end, you will get those things that you want because, well, you deserved it. That's my hope, at least. There we go. And I don't think you can do this as a review because there's a lot of things that we can discuss later, you know? And also, make sure utilize the I know the Discord server is new, but try to utilize that more. And if you have like more question, feel free to just put it there. When I have like free time, I can always check it out and give you guys like some answers. So don't forget to check or join the Discord server. All right. So before we like end everything, we have like one more review, but I will have to take a little bit of a break. All right. So I will be back after like let's say 2 minutes or something. All right. Need me some drinks. I'll see you then. All right, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. And we're gonna go with the last portfolio. And this one is from Anya Wagner. All right. I'm hyped. And we'll see what's going on. Okay, I'm opening. Yes. Thank you for being with us for this long. I hope the content is like not too boring. It's just like me talking about like other people's work, but I don't know, I enjoy it for the life of me. I always enjoy like other people's work because I learn more and more just by watching. So hopefully this is the same case for you guys as well. All right. Let's go. Where the hell is my button? Should I go to that one? Oh yeah. Boop. Okay. So this is Anya. Anya is an environment artist and she featured in 80 level. Boom. That's an achievement. Love it. All right. So also the name of the art station is Anya Wagner at .artstation.com. So give it a check. All right. And also let's go with this. Break down the fan art itself, like the main piece itself and the 80 level articles. That's awesome. Right? And then this one's like 5 minutes. Think Tank Foundation Final. So I will count this as 2, right? Because all of this from the same artwork and this have a little bit different visual, so that's 2. All right, so let's go with this. This is a Stray fan art, right? It's that kitty cat game. I love that. So the ambience like definitely taken from that one, right? And this is actually a YouTube video. So if I play this, I'm gonna mute it just to make it simpler. Look at that. Look at that. Camera zooming in, and then to another part of the room. Nice. There we. Oh, you got that. Welcome. Come in. Come in. I approve that. Like all of this come in kitty is here. But usually you put this thing close to the window, like in front, like close to the door, the main door, main entrance. Because that's the whole purpose. You come in, you know. So it means it's just like observation thingy. Robot over there with like old ass monitor. Like, I don't know. That's my age. I think back in the day I started with things like this. Like everything is only black and green text. Oh, that's beautiful. Life's beautiful. Like the tapestry is just like, okay, I'm I like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Cool. Now we go to the like the shots, right? So this is the actual shots that Anya's actually using for that flyby video. So the transition into this, like all the frame that she actually transitioned to. Everything. Right? But again, so this is for portfolio, right? If you want to do this, you already cover everything with this video here, right? All the viewer needs to do is just replay the video, pause when they need it, and that's it, right? This is a waste of space, at least according to me. You might want to utilize this for something else because let's say this is your main presentation. So you have your video there and you have your all the tools, blah blah blah. It's a really, really complete and a really nice reel as well. I love it. Right? But when it comes to the to this, I think it's better if you put the elements next, you know? So okay, monitors and like probably like the sewer hatch, like opening. More pinpointing into all the particular items that you have in your presentation. So it's actually things that worth noticing. Don't compile it. I mean, you already have everything compiled here. See? Everything. See? Looking at this is basically the same as looking at this. So I don't want to be seeing double without any drinks, you know? So at least me. You know, utilize it to just, I don't know, put the details onto the, like the cat painting. Just them, you know, a group of the parts, the props. That would be much more better, right? So, yep. But your texture work is amazing. Like, but again, to compile this kind of scene and only just by yourself, it's overwhelming. You will miss a lot, right? Unless you have like unlimited time to actually produce all the scene assets like nicely with no time limitation. Because I think, I don't know, this is just me guessing now. You have like some kind of a deadline that you need to meet as well, so you need to rush. So what I can see from this is your level of quality is like that. Sometimes when you got good times, your level of quality is up there. But when you found like something, okay, this is like time pressing, and then you need to rush it on, so the quality is not balancing, right? Because in the end, like all of this presentation, it will come down into your presentation skills, right? So that's about actually combining all the assets in one visual frame. Basically, this is about your placement skills. All right, so scene arrangement stuff, it becomes that. So make sure maintaining a level of quality when it comes to every single asset that you create is really, really important. And now that's why I really love if you put the breakdown of those said assets. You know, you show them that you actually, I put time on this, I put all the details on it. Let them know, you know, because I really, really want to know how you actually achieve this lantern, for example. Or what's your trick with the tapestry? Is it only like a plane and then you slap something on top of it? Right? Things like that. On what's your actual workflow with the pipes, you know? How do you work on the damages on it, the rust, blah blah. That would be much more interesting. But yeah, means exactly like Mo is right. The lighting looks really nice. Maybe a little bit of breakdown on the lights, right? So, but we'll see on the breakdown video parts. Now you're putting everything here. This is more like it. All right. So now you know. You not necessarily need to have two of this. Mush it into one, the presentation videos and the breakdown in the same one, so you don't waste the space. Because right now, I'm starting to see that you actually work super high on this one. Like, I just love this, you know? You break down your base, your roughness, your normal, and then you have your detail lighting as well, which is amazing. Now I can feel it. But imagine you have this after all of those real presentation, right? People can straight away enjoy your work. But again, this is just an insight from me. You know, not necessarily have to be true. But I feel like that, like, oh my god, I don't know, you guys, like, I enjoy this, right? I don't know if you guys enjoy this, but if you check this one out, like I get the presentation in front of me. Okay, I get the book that open, I get the book that a little bit tilted, and then I get the book like just, stand there on top. It's just this is presentation at its best, at least according to me. Right? If you want to present something, either it's like a 2D rendering or it's a 3D render, I think this is the best way. You have a gradient that you use on your background, like light to dark, that balances it out. And you decide not to go with ultra black, hashtag 0000. Never do that. Try to find like, things that dark enough, because there's no such thing as like, true pitch black. I'll be like waste of space. Look at this, right? Between these two, right? I think it will be awesome if you create like a slice edit, just slice them. So this one got no polygons on it, and that one have actually polygons on it. So you get the best of the both worlds. You can present everything in one go. No poly, no poly. So people can just look at the action in one image. I don't know. Think about that. Probably it will work better and you can show more because you already saved some spaces over there. Like this one, right? So you have the poly. So like, I know, probably I'm wrong, but cat looks like the same model, just different texture, right? So I don't think it's worth repeating, right? But I might be wrong, but I'm observing that this cat has the same model, different texture. But look at that, like your texture work is amazing. You know how to play with your filters and everything. This is perfect. Amazing. But again, imagine if this picture, and then you slice it. This one, this two doesn't have, what you call it? This two doesn't have polygons on it, but this one is actually have polygons on it. So you will not have like a cluttered one like this. Oh, hell no. This is nice. Amount of details, like you put works on the knobs and everything. No comments. Good work. But see here, right? Work it out, girl. Like seriously, this can be like something really nice. Oh, finally, the lantern. I'm stealing this one. You use cards for the chain. My God, I didn't expect that. I thought it's like, messed up chain. But it's not. It's card. Oh my God. You're smart. I'm stealing this. Thank you. Optimization, exactly. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Should I love you, hate you at this point? Yeah. Ah, this is perfect. This is perfect. Yeah, your poly count is really optimal as well. Well, I mean, of course, you can dumb it down, for the LODs, but this one for your main asset, this is just. And robot as well. Ooh. Candles. See, like you don't even have to like do this again. You already have like the thing up there. Or let's say let's get back to the cat. Maybe your cat presentation can be like this one, untextured, right? Just your sculpt, your high polys, and then this is the one that you already textured, blah blah blah, or already what you call it, you already optimize it with like better polygon and so on. And this is just the what you call it, like the poly counts on things. Play something like that. and you have a material breakdown. Yeesh. The hell. Nice. This is correct. This is the correct way to present. Okay, now you just put it in like a Vertex paint. Look at me, I got Vertex. So now you guys might want to like check this one out. You can steal a lot of this thing if you're into 3D. And thank you so much for, submitting to this as well. Right? So we can actually read stuff. So make sure you visit this one. The link is there in like Anya's ArtStation, or just Google Anya and you got it, All right. Cool. That's fine. I mean that's the whole point, Once you break down your workflow in 80 level, for example, like definitely people will steal. I'm there for like stealing a lot of stuff as well, so And this one is actually the final project on Anya's first term. And let's see. Okay, so this is the final render of things. Yeah, that's good. Like keep doing things. The more better breakdowns that you can give them, then hopefully they can actually consider you to be like the next one. Because, I don't know, good content is good content. Not necessarily need to be beautiful, but it needs to be guiding for the, for the people who consume it. So I think you'll be there as well. Keep doing it. Yes, definitely. And I really agree with that. So thank you for giving us like this opportunity to learn from your work, Anya. And this is the concept and this is the final. See? God damn it. And the breakdown as well. I love this kind of breakdown, step by step. Look at that, the progress. Boom, 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 boom. Too bad I cannot pause this, but this is a really nice GIF. But I'm telling you this one, guys. Like when it comes to observation, like I think Anya did a really, really crazy great job this one. I envy the power of observation. This one is ultimate power, unlimited. This one, Anya, when it comes to presentation, the only thing that I want to comment on this one, if you make like this image is actually the same width with everything else, so it's like, same width. That's it, so I can like read it like that in one liner nicely with no breaking at all. Only that. I don't even want to talk about your artwork because the artist is amazing at like making the concept and you translate it nicely. Well, a lot of like, I don't know, some itsy witsy detail, right? But hey, look at this. Top, bottom, top, bottom, top. Great job so far. And the fact that you literally have two and pushing your portfolio as best as you can, I appreciate that. Maybe left one spot for your next best thing, your magnum opus, the next magnum opus, and you have a perfect portfolio. 3 powerful ones at that. And you have breakdowns for everything. And please share us like more of your knowledge and wisdom later in the future, because hey, I'm not a 3D artist, but I love to learn. So that's why, I need to be able to cheat my way to the top. But yep, so breakdown is everything. When it comes to your main portfolio, you might want to go crazy with the breakdown, but not too crazy. Just make sure you get those important details. Show the reviewers or the viewers only the things that you want them to see when it comes to your strength and your skills. Because in the end, it's about, like, the first, love in the first sight when it comes to choosing people for the work, right? So if you're perfect for their visual goal, usually you'll be there. You will get that interview anyway. But the real crazy thing is actually happen in the interview process. Because in the end, all those companies not only hiring skills, right? Because like we can always train skills. But your soft skills, that's something else. And I think that's the only thing I can add when it comes to giving out the portfolio. And I will not stop telling you that, because I sometimes forget it myself. So yeah, I think that's the whole thing today, at least, right? And I've been enjoying this session, guys. Thank you so much for sharing. Please don't stop sharing. And also, if you have friends, families, people that you think might enjoy this kind of like small content, like to share their work, doesn't matter, 2D, 3D, or whatever, or technical, for example, tech arts, VFX, animation, tell them to come in, to share their work so we can actually talk about this. And I really, really need to figure out and how to make like people can actually interact in this thing, because I hate speaking by myself. Now, I wish I can just like, stream that Zoom call or something. But that would be like a little bit idiotic, like, I don't know. I'm not tech savvy, so I might need to learn myself about how to make better presentation. But I really do hope you guys enjoy this. All right. So thank you so much for your time, all your patience, and everything. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we can meet again in our next session. And don't forget to actually utilize the, the Discord, so we can know more better things about you. All right. I'll see you next time. So hopefully next week, if time's allowed, there will be more like this. Cool. For now, please have a nice evening or day, wherever you are. Enjoy. Have a nice weekend. Thank you for watching and being with us. All right. Salam and peace.